Welcome to the Explainer. I'm super excited to be your guide today as we dive straight into Module 2 of our socio-technical roadmap. Look, if you've ever felt like collaborating on software projects is kind of like walking through a minefield where one wrong step just blows everything up, well, brace yourself. Today, we're going to completely flip that perspective and get your confidence back.
Just to keep things super clear and reduce the cognitive load today, here is our roadmap. We'll be hitting 4 quick points: tackling the fear of breaking things, understanding the massive shift from centralized to distributed systems, checking out some modern visual tools, and finally, mapping out your actual daily workflow.
Okay, let's dive into this first section. For a lot of non-technical folks out there, the central server and that black box of a command line, they feel like these intimidating monsters guarding the gates of your project. But today, we're going to disarm those monsters entirely. And you know what? That anxiety is completely valid. Why do tools like GitHub cause so much stress for designers or product managers? It's because the fear of permanently breaking the company's code base is very, very real. Our sources point out that for years, we've relied on this banking education method, basically forcing adults to blindly memorize console commands without understanding how the underlying workflow actually operates. It doesn't teach anything, it just alienates people and creates a huge mental block.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the mind map frames the whole problem. Notice how the focus at the top isn't just about code. It's about bridging the massive knowledge gap between software engineers and non-technical profiles. We're not trying to turn everyone into a programmer here. It's about creating shared visual representations and building a safe, common ground where everyone can actually participate.
And that brings us to the real inciting incident of our story today, Section 2. The realization that changes absolutely everything. Git, the engine behind GitHub, is actually a distributed system, not a centralized one. The difference here is absolutely massive. The old way, using legacy systems like Perforce, was literally like walking a tightrope without a net. The project's history lived exclusively on a central server. That meant every single move you made required a constant network connection and was immediately public. But Git's distributed model? Total paradigm shift. Your machine gets a completely local, fully replicated copy of the entire project. You have complete autonomy, completely disconnected from the server.
I really want to emphasize the words local, safe, and replica here. This distributed architecture creates a private, heavily padded sandbox just for you. Want to try out a crazy new interface design? Throw it in a local feature branch. It is absolutely not going to pollute the main code. Messed up? No worries. Your local commits act as secure restore points. It's your personal lab where you can instantly revert mistakes without any fear of corrupting the remote server.
So, moving into Section 3, now that we know our environment is a completely safe sandbox, let's look at the magical weapons we have to conquer those version control fears. The tech world finally modernized its vocabulary to actually help us out.
For the longest time, there was this overloaded, multi-purpose command called git checkout. It was notoriously confusing for beginners, just a total cognitive nightmare, because it did way too many things at once. But the ecosystem fixed it. They broke it down into literal, everyday verbs. Want to shift over to a new idea? You just switch. Made a mistake and need to undo it? You restore. It is incredibly intuitive and lines up perfectly with how we actually think.
I want to read you this really powerful quote from the source material. It argues that insisting on the command line for non-technical profiles acts as a factor of pedagogical exclusion. Think about that for a second. Forcing a product manager or a designer to hack away in a terminal? That completely violates user-centered learning. You shouldn't have to fight the interface just to bring your unique expertise to the project.
And that is exactly why we're highlighting GitHub Desktop. Consider this your ultimate visual equalizer. It takes all of those complex distributed mechanics we just talked about and translates them into clear, friendly visual buttons. It's the ultimate tool for visual empowerment, proving once and for all that you absolutely do not need to be a programmer to safely and effectively help build a product.
Let's see how this all builds together in our final section. We're going to map out exactly what your daily operations look like using this autonomous workflow. Here's the logical sequence of your safe local sync, and we'll use a culinary analogy from our sources to make this crystal clear. First, you clone. That's basically getting a complete local photocopy of the official recipe book for your own kitchen. Second, you use switch-c to safely isolate a new feature branch, kind of like drafting a vegan version of a classic recipe on a totally separate piece of paper. Then comes the commit, which is your atomic unit of progress. Think of it as a permanent, safe note in the margin of your recipe book.
Finally, only when you're good and ready, you push and pull to sync up with the remote server. Just to prove how manageable this is, let's look at a super relatable everyday example. A designer starts their day by using GitHub Desktop to clone the project. They create a local branch, maybe call it something like design/button improvements. They add in their visual assets, maybe edit some markdown text, all with total security, completely isolated from production. Then they simply commit those changes locally and push them to the origin. It's just a sequence of safe, simple steps that gives non-technical staff total independence.
So, the crucial point is this. Your local sandbox is incredibly secure, and you've got the modern visual tools to work inside it with total autonomy. But that leaves us with one absolutely essential question. Now that your local work is safe and finished, how do you review it and merge it with the rest of the team without causing absolute chaos? Well, that exciting step introduces us to pull requests, which we are fully diving into in Module 3. Until then, enjoy the absolute freedom of your local workspace.